Well, morning, Darryl P, artist in recovery. It's Stammer 12:30 in the morning. We're Sunday, the 19th of January, 20. Actually, it's almost 1 o'clock. Damn. Okay, 30 degrees out here. A nice, pleasant 30 degrees. It's you knew this had to happen, dude. You had to have. Come on. When they started talking about this damn thing last year and the year before that, you knew this was coming up. Yeah, you can be furious with the United States government. You can be furious at them. It's your opinion. It's your right as an American. The First Amendment theoretically guarantees you from reprisal from the government if you are disagreeing with them and you're posting a grievance with them. You got no right on that situation. But there's no guaranteed right for us to have social media. This is a thing we've had for about 30 years. They have yet, well, more important, since about 80s, since the 80s, they have yet to come up with the amount of Congresses and administrations, and you keep forgetting history. You're pissed with them now because of what they're doing right now. Yeah. And about other foreign government influences, you said, well, that's just kind of bullshit. We ought to know better. Dude, no, we don't. We don't. You talk about being an old fart. Yeah, I am an old fart, and so are you. Deal with it. You think you're a young kid? A lot of youngsters use those kind of social media platforms. Even some of the older folks who are making, doing a business on there, selling their wares, and they depended upon TikTok. But there was no guarantee that they were going to have it in the first place. And if the government, our trusted U.S. intelligence sources, had said, and if they're actually proving it, that's the thing, that all the information being gathered on TikTok was going to help the Chinese one way or another. You see, they're also trying to protect the U.S. workers, not not the civilians, but the ones inside the U.S. government using TikTok. They were more concerned and more paranoid about that stuff. At least that's what the line was supposed to be. And the reason why they did the law because they didn't want TikTok to be used as a spy tool at all. Hell, they could have done the same thing for Facebook, YouTube, and every other social media platform we broadcast on. You think we got a right for that? It's a privilege. It's not a right, it's a privilege. If we go walking onto government steps of our state capitol, protest, government couldn't say nothing on that one. We hold up a sign with a middle finger extended down. That's a time of protest. We burn an American flag. That's a sign of protest. Of course, people are going to be pissed off about that. But who the hell said that we actually had a right for social media? Who the hell said we had a right? This was a privilege. This was a thing that popped up there, and dude, if you've forgotten history, Congresses and administrations before we had gas bag coming up had tried and failed many times to have rules and regulations for social media. They never did. They never had it on the desk of a sitting president for us to have control over the communications. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, from some of the material that they kept putting out there through the corporate media, they wanted regulations. Our Congress, our Congresses, past tense, didn't do it. and neither did the administrations. Did we actually hear Joe Biden push for regulation for it? Did we actually hear for it? I didn't. I'm posting a question. Which president wanted regulation over social media? It's a simple enough question, right? Try the IndianExpress.com or ABCNews.com. ABC News dated May 28th, 2020. A few years back. We had Trump in office. Trump signs executive order targeting social media companies, calls it a big day for fairness. Comes after Twitter added fact checks to two of the. So I'm trying to get a printout here. PDF files. Research. I'll get back into YouTube on this one. We'll put you on pause. Now try this one. On the same news article I've got, I'm going to post that one on your channel there. It says President Donald Trump on Thursday signed an executive order targeting Twitter and other social media giants, saying he is taking action to, quote, defend free speech from one of the grave dangers it has faced in American history, unquote. After Twitter called two of his tweets, quote, potentially misleading, unquote. He signed an order allowing new regulations so social media companies that engage in censoring or any political conduct will not be able to keep their liability shield. Basically, their open season. He's trying to protect his own assets, his own damn mouth. But they're saying that experts say he probably can't do much without congressional approval, and any move would be met with legal challenges. He can sign he can put executive orders, but he needs the act of Congress. As expected, the order calls for new regulations under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which provides broad immunity from lawsuits to websites based on the content its users post, and thus curb some of those liability protections for companies like Twitter, Facebook, and Google. He was after him already. Old Gasbag was already after him already. He didn't like some of the people using those engines to curse at him like crazy. But he did an executive order. He didn't sign a bill. Now, why is that? Is he going to save TikTok? Because he was one of those guys saying he wants to ban TikTok. I got a full text of his order online. A full text of his order. He wants fairness. He wanted liability shield. He wanted to protect his ass from this damn crap. And this was during the last days of his own presidency for the first term. Is he going to save him? Salvage him? Not really. I said, which president wanted regulation over social media? And they're talking about Trump. I was trying to find something earlier than that. Now, back in 2021, Reuters put out an article saying Biden, something about President Biden doing something about this one. I'm just waiting for this thing to open up here, so let me see. He revokes Trump's order that sought to limit social media. Trump limiting social media. It takes an act of Congress. It takes a presidential seal, a signature on a bill, to make sure that the social media guys have regulations. These guys trumped. These guys walked up to Congress and say, "We demand overkill. We demand over. You know, where's your regulations for us? Where's your regulations for us?" Crickets. They had hearings. We got public hearings on record, and the social media got their asses torn apart. Google, Facebook, Twitter. Well, before Musk got to it, what did Congress do? Not it. It's not until after that they're finding out Twitter was owned by ByteDance. June 1st, 2020, and there's also more stuff in here. Let me see. And you don't even do enough research on this stuff. Well, you just got CBS. The CBS was doing the recent stuff. You got to do deep dives, dude. You didn't. Sorry to say. I'm not laughing about it. It's just the thing is, when I was going through high school, we had books, we had newspapers, we had microfilms, we had limited technology, and it was coming out. AOL was coming out with the discs all over the damn nation, all over the damn world. Use our platform. Use our platform. What the hell, dude? We had other media corporations back in the 80s popping up left and right. CompuServe and several other bulletin boards out there, including the bulletin boards. Even the dark web out there. But they were popping up with people talking left and right. A wild frontier with no rules and regulations. A new industry, a new thing. Congress drags its ass on new things until they think there's something wrong with it. Until there's enough complaints going to each of the people holding congressional office that there's enough threat in there. And also the intelligence communities were just amazed. They had their own communications. It was rumored, or maybe it was fact, that social media was going to be a way of doing instant communications in case we had a natural disaster, or actually an artificial disaster, such as a nuclear bomb hitting us and destroying regular communication routes, that the internet would have been it. But the thing is, internet depended upon phone lines. Take out phone lines, what do you got? Zip. They had to find another way. So, bounce signals through the satellite. Get an EM pulse. What happens? Boom. Gone. I didn't, I knew how to do research during those days, with limited stuff. Didn't know anything about social media. It was new to me. I was on AOL. AOL. But they called it AOL afterwards. And the thing is, it took them a long while to develop what we have. We assumed this was going to be for us. We made wrong assumptions on this one, dude. You just didn't bother to pay attention. I did. I did. I used the internet. I used AOL, which was the access to it. I used Netscape. I used the Microsoft Excel. Oh, not Excel. Explorer. I had set up YouTube. Actually, I set up Yahoo. I got onto that. As long as I had internet access, I was logging into stuff. It was cool. But no one said we were guaranteed freedom for this damn thing. Congress is too damn slow in acting upon regulations when it came down for technology. They didn't know. They were just using the damn shit. How did they know? They didn't know. They didn't care. This is the new stuff. But did they ever think about it? If anything was being talked about negatively about it, it was in dark places and dark rooms and in other places that we don't dare to go into. And if they found out there was a problem with it, why wasn't it made in public? We had congressional hearings on a constant basis concerning about the violence of video games. I was reading about it in the computer magazines, not just those flimsy shit. No, they had computer newspapers out there about the industry itself. And I was trying to immerse myself into this new technology because it was so damn fascinating. I may have been lousy at programming the damn things, but we're talking about operations here. We're talking about ethics here. We're kind of talking about code of ethics here, dude. But Congress, slow. We had decades. We had decades to put the brakes, to put rules and regulations for this damn growing monster that we have, the World Wide Web. We made shows, we made cartoons about the damn thing. Reboot. Cartoon? Seriously? Am I the only geek and nerd here? Jesus. Sorry, I'm wrong. You're pissed now at the government who found links that they didn't like because of the current political situation we've been having regarding China. Actually, not the current. Ongoing. Ongoing, dude. Ongoing. You post your videos out there and you expect no one else watches them, but you want all the reward coming into you. And if you get, what do you get pissed off about? Not enough responses? No responses? Video responses? Do we even check the damn shit in the first place? No, I don't think so. Because I keep sending shit over to you and you don't even bother to respond to the damn crap. You're slower than Congress, dude. Don't tell me that you're pissed off at the government system. That's just for show. That's just for show, dude. You want to have a real discussion about it? Bring it on.